This conference will.
I think it's going. Okay. All right, good evening and welcome to the Alpena City Council meeting of June 5th, 2023. Call the order, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Here.
Councilmember Mitchell.
Here.
Councilmember Nowak.
Here.
Councilmember Walchuk.
Here.
And Mayor Waligora.
Here. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda this evening.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell.
Yes.
Councilmember Nowak.
Yes.
Councilmember Walchuk.
Yes.
And Mayor Waligora.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, any modifications to the agenda this evening? I think we have one.
Yes. I move we remove the bills to be allowed and move them under new business number C.
Support.
Councilmember Mitchell.
Yes.
Councilmember Nowak.
Yes.
Councilmember Walchuk.
Yes.
Mayor Waligora.
Aye.
And Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. With no others, I'll move on. So approval of the minutes for regular and closed sessions of May 15th, 2023, and the special session of June 1st, which was the IG meeting. Any issues or changes, problems? Citizens appearing before council on agenda and non-agenda items are allowed 5 minutes each to address your concerns. If you'd like to do so, please come to the podium and state your name and address to our clerk for her records. This is the only time during tonight's meeting that you're allowed to address council. Take live guests first.
Casual, Kevin Ginter, 390 South Lawn, Alpena. Casual opinion about the weekend past is that whether it was the combination of the stars or the great work by the city council, DDA, the Flower Fest brought a interesting, exciting vibe to the city of Alpena. I thought it was well worth whatever effort was put in.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And that does fall on the DDA and parts of the city. Certainly not government, but maybe I'm sure the
city DPW.
DPW probably had a lot to do with that.
Down there and, yeah, but it was definitely the DDA heavy lift for them.
Awesome. Anyone else here? Anyone online? All right, thank you. No public hearings tonight, so it's consent agenda. A is approval of the 2022 industrial facility tax monitoring reports. B is the approval of outdoor concerts located at the alley beside the Fresh Palate for June 17th, 24th, and 30th, 2023, July 1st, 8th, 22nd, 28th of 23, August 12th, 19th, and 25th of 2023, and a street party on October 7th, 2023. Also approval of a noise variance on the same dates from 10 p.m. till 12 a.m. C is the approval of contract modification number 1 for custodial services contract to expire December 31st, 2023, with current facility cleaning rates and special cleaning project rates remaining the same. D is approval of the 2023 tax rate request and authorize Mayor Waligora and Clerk Soik to sign. And E is the receive and file the 2022 Park Family Foundation annual accounting of events.
I move we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Councilmember Nowak.
Yes.
Councilmember Walchuk.
Yes.
Mayor Waligora.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. All right, next we have a proclamation. Today, this is Alpena Blues Week, June 11th through the 17th. Whereas the Alpena Blues Coalition was started in November 2003 for the purpose of furthering blues music awareness and appreciation. And whereas the first Alpena Blues Festival was held in 2004 and subsequent successful festivals have been held each year since. And whereas the Blues Coalition provides a program called Blues in the Schools Music Outreach as a way of raising awareness and educating students in traditional American blues music. And whereas events sponsored in the past include blues bands at the Friday night downtown concert series, blues performers at various venues around town, and fighting hunger in our community. And whereas over the years, successful fundraisers have been held to support and promote awareness of upcoming blues festivals, this year's festival will be held on Saturday, June 17th, 2023 at the Alpena County Fairgrounds. And now therefore, I, Matthew J. Waligora, by the virtue of authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Alpena, do hereby proclaim the week of June 11th through the 17th, 2023 as Alpena Blues Week in Alpena, and urge all area citizens to recognize and support the efforts of the Alpena Blues Coalition's 19th Annual Blues Festival. And we have some representatives from the Blues Fest to come up, Blues Coalition, I should say, want to come up for that? You guys want to come up here? Sure. It's a group effort, we're all in charge. You guys come on in. Everybody.
Ready?
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Take it with you.
Thank you. At least you're making sure we get.
Right on, yeah. Yeah, last time. Nice. Thank you.
We're gonna have Way Out Wayne and the Neck Benders all around town this week and leading up to the Blues, so good deal. You'll hear them all around town. Mr. Kaczorski and company.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, next up is report of officers. First, we have the second reading of ordinance number 23-491, which amends the city of Alpena zoning map, and Bill Piper is going to read that in its entirety.
Consistent with council policy, be read again. Individual members request. So this is the old Alpena County Jail that's intended to be rezoned and opened up as a Quiznos, Del Taco, Taco Del Mar, and I believe Big B. So just need a vote, yea or nay.
Okay, any questions or issues that anybody wants to cover before a vote? Okay.
Ready to go. I move we approve ordinance number 23-491.
Support.
Support was named.
Yep.
Councilmember Walchuk,
Yes.
Mayor Walagora,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilmember Nowak.
Yes.
Thank you. Next is the second reading of ordinance number 23-492, which amends chapter 38, fire prevention and protection, and each article thereunder by repeal of same and adoption of new language in lieu thereof. And Bill Piper as well.
Once again, consistent with council policy, this would not be read a second time unless one of the members wishes it to be read. Chief Edmonds is here if there are any questions. We believe the proposed changes were consistent with what was proffered by council at the time of the first reading. So if you want any of those reviewed, Chief Edmonds.
Sounds about right.
We added back in the Chinese lantern sections as they were before, and then Chief Edmonds had submitted a new section for the one that was confusing.
Okay, and I thought it reads much clearer now. It's much easier to understand, at least from my perspective. So
Put it in more layman's terms now.
layman's so much easier for me. Thank you, Chief.
Would be lay people though, right?
Lay people's terms.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So just need a vote, yes or no?
Okay,
I move we approve ordinance number 23-492.
Second.
Mayor Walagora,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilmember Nowak,
Yes.
and Councilmember Walchuk.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to new business. First is the water and sewer rates recommendation for fiscal year 23-24. And City Engineer Steve Schultz is here to explain that.
All right, with the budget nearing completion, the budgeted cost for water and sewer can be utilized in developing the proposed water and sewer rates for the next fiscal year. Last fiscal year's water and sewer volumes were obtained from the utility office, as has been the standard practice in developing rates over the past several years. The sewer volume billed was 253,920 1,000 gallon units, and the water volume was 274,530 1,000 gallon units. Based on past practice, the volumes and dollars used in the calculations are based on a 5-year rolling average. The difference from fiscal year 23 to the proposed 24 is shown there, and you see a difference of 0.2% more in the water and just negative 0.4% in the sewer. As can be seen, the utilities show a negligible difference from last year. For the proposed fiscal year 24, the 5-year average for operation and maintenance costs are as follows, shown in the chart there. And we have a average difference basically of 2%, 2.83 for the water and 0.98 for the sewer. With the volume staying somewhat constant or decreasing slightly and the cost increasing by an average of 2%, the need for a minimal increase in rates to achieve the funding level needed to operate and maintain our system is evident. Upon generating the calculations, the increases proposed for water and sewer are as follows. The 2023-24 rates would be $691 for water and $709 for sewer, which is about a 1.2% difference in the water and a 2.16% increase on the sewer. With the proposed rates as shown above, the city would anticipate generating approximately $1.8 million for reinvestment into the systems for capital improvements. If the above rates are approved, the table in the annual budget would be as follows, and that's the table that you see there in the memo. And this has been kind of the target for the last few years, is about that $2 million mark, and that is what we on average would spend on capital projects and such. We've never really had, or I've never had a direction on if that should be increased or decreased or how comfortable we feel. I feel that we could kind of monitor this going into the future. If there's any questions on maybe, are our rates enough to keep us going, so that's something I can monitor going into future years as I get more comfortable with all this. This is only my second year operating the spreadsheets and charts and huge files that I was bequeathed to me by Rich. So it's a lot to understand, a lot to wrap your head around, but I'm much better this year than I was last year. So we're getting there, and kind of got a much better understanding of where all this comes from and goes to and how it all plays out. So
Yes, that, it's surprising, but good in a way, because, right now we're averaging a very high inflationary period right now, and being able to hold this one at 2%, I think is actually surprising. I guess my only question maybe going into next year would be a review of the upcoming projects, and just to see if we're still able to fall in line to complete those. I know that we have a lot of fantastic capital improvements going on this year. It's nice to see all that happening around the city. But that's the only thing that I would say, is just maybe give us an update of where we feel the new updated costing came in compared to where we were in our capital thing, because that can change even from February to now, if I'm not mistaken.
certainly, yeah.
So,
Yeah, we can kind of look at some of that going forward and seeing what we have planned, how much can we complete. It's the $2 million number is also comes from what can we do with the limited resources such as contractors and things like that. We've heard many times that contractors won't even entertain anything up in this area because they can't send anybody up here for the costs that we're seeing. They would just be really high anyway. And so there's a lot of local numbers here at work, and we can't physically do anymore because of the number of contractors we have. So that's also played a part, I think, in that number at some point. But who's not to say that we come up with a huge project such as Second Avenue that does draw somebody up here, for a summer, draw somebody into the mix from downstate or cross state or something. So
And yeah, I talked to Steve and Rachel both today because I was concerned that we didn't finish the phase in that we started a long time ago. It just didn't seem to me that back when we had our rate study many years ago, 10 years ago, was after I got here. It's like
Yeah.
after I got here, so maybe
Yeah.
10, 11 years ago. But well, some of you were here.
Yeah.
You were here.
I was the one that caused the issue with making sure we phase it in.
Well, because and that's fine. It was fine. But I wasn't really sure whether we finished phasing in. But like Steve said, and if he's comfortable with having enough revenue and fund balance to do the projects that he knows he can get done, then that's fine, and I understand. But I just and like he said, I'd really want him to monitor this year to make sure that we're doing well enough, because I don't want it to get behind us again like it did back when we were doing the phase ins.
Yeah. Yep.
It's always nice to have that year where we only raise, we're talking about 28 cents, right? We say percentages,
Yeah.
it's all fine. But we're really talking about 13 cents per 1,000 gallons of water and 15 cents per 1,000 gallons of sewer. So a combined 28 cents.
Because these prices are, you say the 2%, these prices are just a portion of the bill. Everybody's bill isn't going to even go up by that much.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you can't do the math and say it's going to go up by 2% because it's not. A lot of the other numbers are those rate of serve charges, those things for
Link that those all just
all are the same still.
okay.
Yeah.
And no proposal to change any of that.
Not at this point, no.
Okay, so like you said and like Steve said, I just like to see it monitored, and that way we don't get ourselves having budget issues if all of a sudden we want to get Second Avenue done, or the head or anything else.
Yeah.
Very good. I don't have any other issues or discussion.
Other questions, Mr. Mayor?
Okay. And we're just that was up for discussion because that's part, or is this a separate vote? Is it part of the budget?
We'll vote on it now.
Yeah.
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 We've got
Because
it.
that's why because we pulled it several years ago. That was your suggestion, which is fine. Just you. So, and we do vote. I think we do vote on it separately, even though it's part of the budget package. All right. So if I'll entertain a motion to approve the rates.
I move we approve the water and sewer rate increases for fiscal year 23-24 as presented.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson?
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell?
Yes.
Councilmember Noah?
Yes.
Councilmember Walchuk?
Yes.
And Mayor Waligora?
Aye.
Great.
Thanks, Steve. Next up is fiscal year 23-24 budget.
Page one.
We want
Yeah,
that.
I have lots of questions.
Do you have a presentation for this evening or anything? Okay.
Nothing has changed that I wanted to include in the budget. Sometimes it's a lot more work to change something instead of just doing a budget amendment after it's approved. So we might bring some things back. One of the things is we got the personal property tax reimbursement that I didn't budget for, and that was like 342,000. So that's going to make our end of year number a lot better. Factoring that in, we would only be negative like 123,000.
Okay.
Way better than originally anticipated. We were trying to use up some fund balance, so we'll have our chance in next fiscal year since it's 932,000 negative.
Okay.
Use up some fund balance next year.
Okay.
Promise this time.
So what you're saying is that we'll approve it as written, and then you'll just do a budget amendment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we have one more chance. Or was I gonna do that? No, the additional personal property tax reimbursement payment was in this fiscal year. So we have next meeting to still make an amendment to it.
Oh, this
Yeah, for the current fiscal year.
current one. Okay. So that doesn't affect this one.
And again, let me thank you personally and on behalf of, hopefully the rest of the council feels the same way that if people could just see the amount of work that goes into getting this budget together and all the meetings you guys are in and getting your budget set. And then at the end of the year, when we've got, some left over and stuff from them managing their budgets all year long, I know I greatly appreciate all the efforts. So.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And also how easy it is to read. I mean, I'm not, it's not my field.
Yeah.
Make it easy to read. And so I thank you for that too.
Okay, so first off, pretty much listed here. So unless someone's got any other discussion or questions for staff, we'll first adopt the budget adoption resolution, fiscal year 23-24 budget adoption resolution. Is that correct?
Yeah, it doesn't have its own resolution number.
Does it?
It's always been called.
I move we adopt the budget adoption resolution 2023 to 2024. Second.
Councilmember Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilmember Noah,
Yes.
Councilmember Walchuk,
Yes.
Mayor Waligora.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, we want to just keep going down the list, I guess.
I move that we adopt resolution number 2023-5.
Okay.
Right?
No,
It's still 6, sorry, 6.
It's,
mine says 6.
It does say 6, but no, it is 5.
Okay.
it's in the budget, it says 5.
Oh,
Oh, that's.
yeah, on here it says 5. So it's just the paper copy, the paper copy.
Yeah.
Because in the packet, it says resolution number 2023-05, appropriations.
That's what it is in this budget. It's the right one.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I just typed it wrong.
Well, we're going to be back to the amendment.
5, yeah.
Yep.
Second.
Look the whole thing.
Councilmember Nowak,
Yes.
Councilmember Walchuk,
Yes.
Mayor Waligora.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson, and Councilmember Mitchell.
Yes.
Motion carried.
And I move we adopt the amended budget for fiscal year 22-23.
Support.
Councilmember Walchuk,
Yes.
Mayor Waligora.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell,
Yes.
and Councilmember Nowak.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, thank you. Next is the addition of C that we pulled off of the consent agenda, which is bills to be allowed. And Anna's going to explain to us why we pulled that off to get it right.
Yes. There was, in the original document, there was a bill for $122.39 to O'Reilly Auto Parts that was entered in error. So we just pulled that off and revised the total amount that needs to be paid.
Okay.
$384,392.
I didn't write it down fast enough.
I think I have it right. I think I have. If you have it, please do.
Okay, I make a motion that we, number C, we pay the bills to be allowed in the amount of $384,392.41. Second.
That's what I got as well.
I missed it by a pity.
Third.
Mayor Waligora.
Before we vote, do you want to just add and authorize myself and you to sign so you don't have to put it in parentheses later?
Okay.
If you're okay with that,
Yes,
and the
I-
second, the support is okay with that? Let's do that.
Even the third is.
I'll go.
Okay. Mayor Waligora.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell.
Yes.
Councilmember Nowak,
Yes.
and Councilmember Walchuk. Great.
To 15. I move we adjourn to closed session to discuss ongoing litigation in MTT case number 22-00432 at Holdings LLC versus the City of Alpena And number 2, ongoing litigation case number 14-60777, City of Alpena versus Township of Alpena.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Mitchell,
Yes.
Councilmember Nowak,
Yes.
Councilmember Walchuk,
Yes.
Mayor Walagora.
Aye.
Right, it was 7:03. So we thank you for getting back to me on that.